Hello everyone, welcome again. In the last video, I told you about the physiology of vulvovaginal area. What are the action of vulvovaginal area? What are the specificity of vulvovaginal area? And what are the microflora which are inhabiting inside the vulva? So in this video, I will tell you about the different mechanism. So in this slide share you can see the vaginal microflora which are very you can say which are very important for us and the health for healthy vagina. It is very important that our vagina should be dominated by one bacterial genus, that is lactobacillus. Okay, so if in female vagina lactobacillus are present there, then it leads to the formation of lactic acid, and lactic acid is acidic in nature, so it maintains the acidity of the vaginal area. And remember this thing that the acidity of vaginal area is very important, because if vaginal area become acidic, then it leads to the degradation, or you can say degenerations of the pathogenic organism. So the lactic acid is very important for that area, and lactobacillus is the only organism which, not even only actually, but it is the organism which is the main cause for the production of lactic acid. Okay, so our vagina, female vagina, is mainly dominated by lactobacillus, and which is non-sporing in nature, and it produces lactic acid and result in acidic environment, and it makes the pH of the vagina approximately 3 to 4. Okay, so here you can see I will tell you about the mechanism of vaginal defense, that how our vagina get protected from these defense of estrogen or estrogen glycogen lactic acid relationship. So here you can say, sorry. So here you can see that glycogen gets converted into lactic acid and make the pH of the vagina is 4 to 4.5. Okay, so what happens actually in the reproductive stage, that is from puberty till the menopause, there is a phase that is reproductive phase. Okay, so during reproductive phase there is a formation of estrogen, and as estrogen form in high amount during this period, that is reproductive age, and this estrogen leads to the maturation or deposition of glycogen on the vaginal epithelial cell. Actually, the vagina is made up of vaginal epithelial cell, and the mucus is concentrated, or you can say mucus is present over there over the vaginal epithelial cell. And there is inside the epithelial cell there is vaginal mucosa, vaginal lumen. Inside the vaginal lumen there are some bacteria that is lactobacillus in nature. So what happens in the reproductive stage, as the concentration of estrogen get increases, it leads to the development, it leads to the maturation and deposition of what, deposition of glycogen over the vaginal epithelial surface. And these vaginal and these glycogen now inside the vaginal lumen. Inside the vaginal lumen there are different type of enzyme like alpha amylase are present there, and lactobacillus are also present there. So what happens inside the vaginal lumen, inside the vaginal lumen there is breakdown of glycogen which get invaded inside the vaginal epithelial cell by increasement in estrogen. This glycogen is now act by the, on this glycogen there is act of enzyme that is alpha amylase, and due to this enzyme these glycogen gets converted into its monomer unit, that is glucose, or you can say that is maltose, alpha maltose, dextrin, and isomaltose. So all these are subunits of this subunits of the monomer units of the product of glycogen degradation. Okay, now these monomer units act as a substrate for another enzyme, that is lactate dehydrogenase enzyme, and these lactate dehydrogenase enzyme are released by the microorganism that is lactobacillus. So lactobacillus leads to the release of enzyme that is lactate dehydrogenase, and these lactate dehydrogenase work over the substrate that is alpha maltose and alpha dextrin, maltose, and isomaltose, and convert it into its constituent product. What is the product? The last product is lactic acid. So here you can see there is a combinations of step. Okay, like firstly, as during the reproductive age, what happens, estrogen increases. Due to increasement in estrogen, there is another mechanism start, that is it leads to the development or maturation of or deposition of the glycogen over the vaginal epithelial cell. Now this glycogen gets invaded inside the vaginal epithelial cell, and there is presence of lactobacillus bacteria inside the vaginal lumen, or you can say there is a presence of another enzyme, that is alpha amylase, and alpha amylase act as an enzyme for the substrate, that is glycogen, and get convert the glycogen into its a monomer unit, that is alpha dextrin, maltose, isomaltose. And now these substrate act as now these product act as a substrate for another enzyme, that is lactate dehydrogenase, which is present inside the lactic acid bacteria. And now this what happens, these substrate, that is alpha dextrin, maltose, isomaltose, gets converted into its product, that is lactic acid, and due to which the concentration of lactic acid increased inside the vagina. There are many another function of the lactobacillus also, like lactobacillus secretes some peptides which is antimicrobial in nature, or it can also secrete another enzyme. You can say that different type of antibiotics are also secreted by lactobacillus bacteria, and it helps in the what it helps in the enhancement of the immune system. So this is the total mechanism of so this is a total mechanism of increasement of lactic acid inside the vagina, which maintain the lactic acid concentration of the vagina, which is very important for a healthy vagina. If you want to if you want to make happier vagina, then it should be important that lactobacillus should be not dominated there. The concentration of lactobacillus should be flourished there, so that our vagina can be healthy, our vagina can be happy. Okay, for a healthy vagina, that's why I am representing here in this picture. Here you can see in this picture that healthy vagina and dysbiosis both are different thing. Like if I'm talking about eubiosis, then eubiosis is a technique where we can say is a term actually where we can say that the organism which is living inside which is living in our body, they make a symbiotic relationship with us, or they are healthy for us, they are good for us, they are inhabiting in a good manner in our body. But if I talk about dysbiosis, that dysbiosis is a disbalance actually, that is bad microorganism are living inside the host body, which is not good for us. They can create disease, different type of disease, they can release different type of toxics. So what happens if the concentration of lactic acid is very high in our very high in our vagina, then what happens, these lactic acid capture all these pathogen which is not good for us, and kill them. So it is very important function of lactic acid in our vagina. And what happen if lactic acid concentration get decreased due to some you can say some method. I'll tell you about these methods in the upcoming slides. So due to some reasons, lactobacillus concentration get decreased in our vagina, which leads to the condition of alkalinity, and due to which what happens, more pathogenic bacteria flourish there, which leads to the disease, infection, or any type of symptom which is bad for us, leads to that. Okay, so here you can say these things. One thing remember here, that I told you that our vagina is mainly dominated by a genus, that is lactobacillus. Okay, but lactobacillus have different kind of species, because every genus have a lot of species, mostly lot of genus have lot of species. So lactobacillus have a different kind of species, the but our vagina is inhabited by mainly four type of species. These species are lactobacillus crispatus, lactobacillus gazzeri, lactobacillus iners, and lactobacillus jenseni. Remember, these four species are very important, but Lactobacillus crispatus, Lactobacillus gazerai, Lactobacillus jenseni. These three species are very beneficial for us because they increase the lactic acid concentration in our vagina. But there is odd one also. There is one which is odd because Lactobacillus inner, which is representing here, this bacteria is not good for us, or we can say it is good for us. Actually, the thing is, Lactobacillus iners is a species of Lactobacillus which is under study now. It is old species of Lactobacillus. Why? Because the size of Lactobacillus inner is very short, very short. Its genome actually 1/4 of the genome of Lactobacillus crispatus, Lactobacillus jenseni. So we can say that the genome of Lactobacillus inners is very less, and the size of this bacteria is very less. That's why what happened. That's why what happens actually, these bacteria can live in symbiotic as well as in parasitic relationship with the host. So it is many scientists comes to know that Lactobacillus inners have less capacity to form the lactic acid, but it have more capacity to generate a disease, that is mainly chlamydia. So it leads to the infection of chlamydia. So we can say that L inners, that is Lactobacillus and inners, is not as much good for us. Actually, it is pathogenic in nature more. It shows more pathogenic nature, and it leads to the infection, that is chlamydia. It is known as inners because its size is very short. It is not appear easily. That's why it is known as Lactobacillus inner. So this is the vaginal microflora. Vaginal microflora. Our vagina is dominated by all the Lactobacillus species, which is you can say aerobic in nature and produce lactic acid and make our vagina flourish. So it is very important for us. In the upcoming videos, I will tell you about the next thing, that is, you can say, what are eubiosis and dysbiosis. Actually, I will not give you a detailed concept of all these things. I'm just giving an overview of eubiosis and dysbiosis because my main topic is female intimate hygiene. So in the next video, I'll tell you about all these things. Okay, thank you friends.